told me to fall back. She want the 90 love she felt from way back. Her mama told her get her a man who made stats. Forget them other lanes, Hakeem is where it's at. Bring that old school feeling like Marvin and J. Black. Coffee shop love, I love my girls black. Hood with attitude, she quick to throw it back. She ain't scared to fight, she swing when they attack. Sun dressed up in the summer, look like a snack. My homeboy told me, damn, she got back. Flashback, I've been in love since jumping jacks. Flashback, I've been in love since jumping jacks. Cause it's a Love Jones things in the 90s. Sings poetic love, if you know what I mean. Grooving on the feelings, so serene. We just all kings and queens.
Cause it's a Love Jones thing in the 90s scene. Poetic love, if you know what I mean. Yeah, grooving on the feelings, so serene. We just all kings and queens. I'm living single, but my life ain't a sitcom. I want that love like a 90s R&B song. Love is stronger than pride, that's what I be on. And I cherish the day, I got a reason. And you gotta bump this in your knee some. As I walk on by just like Dion. But I'm Whitley, looking for my Dwayne Wayne. It's a different world, but it all look the same. So Riri, I got love on the brain. And I'm trying to find my ASAP Rocky Main. But until then, focus on the children. Cause we trying to build wealth and buy buildings with high ceilings, feeling like a million. Just chillin', loving and healing. No heroes, no villains. So nostalgic, that's what it's giving.
Cause it's a Love Jones things in the 90s scene. Poetic love, if you know what I mean. Grooving on the feelings, so serene. We just all kings and queens. Cause it's a Love Jones things in the 90s scene. Poetic love, if you know what I mean. Grooving on the feelings, so serene. We just all kings and queens.
We just all kings and queens. We just all kings. We just all. We just all kings and queens. We just all.
So serene. So serene.
We just all.
So serene.
We just all. Yeah. We just all. Yeah. We just all. Yeah. We just all.
So serene. So serene.
Yeah. It's another Jones thing.
It's a Love Jones thing indeed. Shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Kick, Twitch, Rumble, TikTok, Bingo Live, and also X. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in on Chaos Culture Radio Turned Up Thursday. Hakeem, what's cracking like it? What's cracking like it? What is cracking like it, my dude?
Living the dream, brother. You know, we back at it like we ain't never left.
Living the dream indeed. Man, Hakeem, you not surprised, man, that this year is going by super fast, man? Super
Bro,
fast.
in a blink of we already about to be at 2027. And I never thought about it.
I never thought about that either. Not only that, but keeping in mind, like, we head to the summertime already. It's like, where did the spring go, man? Like, wow.
Man, it's still hot right now. It's hot as hell like that.
Now it's heading to Memorial Day weekend, and pretty soon it's going to be 4th of July, and then we're going to be in the fall season, man. Things are going back all different type of ways. What kind of talent are you bringing on to Bingo Live today? Shout out to those right now bringing on Bingo Live. The only time we bring in the Bingo Live is our presence. It's our excitement and our enthusiasm. So you guys are going to have a good time today on Bingo Live because we have a serious topic we got to talk about, especially when it comes to aspect of the Louisville over there in Kentucky, how there was a mother, Hakeem, a black mother, who pretty much put a hidden camera on her autistic child because the child was being abused at a field elementary school. We're going to talk about that. That's actually the main topic on today's show. But before we do that, before we talk about that, we got other things we're going to discuss, especially with the aspect of sports, news, entertainment, and we got a lot of things going on. So, guys, if you're new to Bingo Live, if you're new to YouTube, you're going to have a good day today. So, guys, if you want to cop the Chaos Culture Radio merch, remember, link is pinned on top of the chat, and you watch this through the mobile device. Just see a small icon of a T-shirt or coffee mug. Click on it and lead you guys right over to the merch. Also, guys, don't be afraid to become members today because that's where you'll find our exclusive member-only content, and also that's where you'll also find our live stream is on members only. So some people come to Chaos Culture Radio looking for the live stream. You can't find it because it's on members only. And not only that, members only is a great way to support the platform too as well. Another way to support the platform too, Super Chat, Cash App, also hit that like button, that notification bell on the right-hand side, and also share and also engagement like what you're doing right now on Bingo Live. Say, hey, what we're going to talk about, like you said, Uriel, that's what we're going to talk about. So engagement is always good. It helps the channel out a lot. So join in the conversation with us. So Hakeem, you already know what time it is. Yesterday, Spurs versus OKC. You know, that to me, that's one of the biggest highlight of NBA right now is OKC versus the Spurs, and OKC ties the series 1-1. Man, I ain't gonna lie, Hakeem, I watched the game. The Spurs was this close of winning the game, but Shea pretty much woke up because he is the MVP right now in the NBA. He woke up and said, I don't think so. Not in my home court. It's not going to be 2-0 in my home court. So now the series tied 1-1. Here's some highlight, and we're going to talk about it.
The action begins as the clock hits 10. Gilgeous-Alexander on the attack. Pulls back and hits. McCain waiting. The action begins as the clock hits 10. Gilgeous-Alexander on the attack. Pulls back and hits.
Averaged about 30 points yesterday, nine assists, and winning game 2. It was a critical win for OKC to win the game, because if not, they were going to go to San Antonio, and they would have got swept if they didn't win yesterday's game. Your thoughts on this being a dominant game, and also do you still see the Spurs winning in 5? Go ahead.
I still see the Spurs winning in 5. I do got to give Alexander credit. He did put in some work yesterday, but here's the problem. We have just scratched the surface of what Wemby can do.
Yeah.
Shea Alexander can shoot. Wemby can dunk. He can get in there. He can block. He gets the most blocks and most assists. So we have to see how these next couple games is going to be. So this was critical. He had to win this game, but I see the next couple games is not looking good for them.
It's not. I think this game might go all. I really took back my stats when I come to the game ending in 5, because I think the game gonna end at 7, because Hakeem to the point that Hakeem they sweating, they risking off for this one. Whoever win this round, Hakeem, the Western Conference Final, Hakeem, they're gonna win the whole thing, because the way they're playing in a high level of basketball that we didn't see in a very long time. Hakeem, a lot of people are tuning in, people are loving it, people are doing different commentary on it. No offense to the Knicks and Cavs game, because I think everybody knows that's like a disadvantage. But this one right here is like,
yeah,
them guys are really balling out, and seeing Wemby out there doing his thing, seeing Shea out there doing his thing, it's like, man, it's just amazing to watch. Man, I'm like a
You want to hear the funny thing about this matchup is the 2 star players are not from the U.S.
Correct.
One is from France and the other one is from Canada. So this is why this game is going to be like the battle of countries. But you know what I'm trying to say. But it's going to be big, and you know Oklahoma is right next door to Texas. So this is one of them type of games is that I can't wait to see what this works in. But I'm still a Wemby fan. I just like how he plays. And you know, Greg Popovich is one of my all-time favorite coaches. To see this, man, to see this and to see this blossom is important.
Yeah, right now he's not really actually coaching. He's not actually the coach for the Spurs, but he is there in presence with them, because he's at the end of the day, he goes after I think every game and talk to them, encourage them. It's just amazing. I would say it's just amazing to see that, man. I remember Wemby when he had his blood card, people thought his career was pretty much done. Came back and just dominated the game right now. It's just amazing, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. This is like a powerful story, and I think that's why so people are so intrigued by it, just because of the struggle that this guy went through, and then for him to come through scoring like 30 points, 25 points, 14 rebounds, 15 blocks. It's just amazing, man. Amazing. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Shout out to everybody watching us all across the board. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Kick, Twitch, Rumble, TikTok, Bingo Live, and also X. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in on this Turned Up Thursday. Guys, you want to cop the Cal Culture Radio gear? Remember, the link is put on top of the chat. And when you're watching us through the mobile device, just see a small icon of a t-shirt or coffee mug. Click on it and lead you guys right over to the merch. Also, guys, don't be afraid to become members today, because that's where you can find out exclusive members only content, and also our live stream is on members only. Best way to support the channel: super chat, cash up, hitting that like button, that share button, and that notification bell on the right hand side. And also engagement. Great way to keep the channel going and keep the channel hype. Moving along to money. Money makes the world go round. Money makes our pockets fat. Hakeem, Jeff Bezos, the CEO, the creator of Amazon. Hakeem went super viral yesterday due to the fact is he did an interview where he talks about how the bottom half of earners should pay zero in income tax. And I want to know your thoughts on this one, Hakeem. I want to know, do you believe him? Do you agree with him, or do you disagree with him? Here's a clip.
So people talk about, making the tax system more progressive. How about we start by having the nurse in Queens not pay taxes? Why is a nurse in Queens who makes $75,000 a year paying more than $1,000 a month in taxes? That's $1,000 a month that could help with rent or groceries or anything. And so, and by the way, do you know what that all adds up to? The bottom half of income earners in this country pay only 3% of the taxes. It's only 3%. We can find 3%. So we don't have, it's a small amount of money for the government, that. And really, and the more I thought about it, to me, it's kind of absurd that we're doing this. We shouldn't be asking this nurse in Queens to send money to Washington. They should be sending her an apology. It really makes no sense.
Hakeem, is Jeff Bezos making sense here? Or do
He is 100% correct. And mind you, he's speaking from a humanitarian and an economist point. He just gave a number that is very documented. Most people who make under $75,000 only pay 3% in taxes. So our money, they could get that 3% from other places, but just the way the system has been built, they want to tax us for everything. If people who make under $75,000 didn't pay taxes, you would see people more spending, people buying more homes, people investing more, which in sense would bring the economy. But that's led to the system, the American system, to fix. And hopefully he can lobby and advocate for something like this. But I don't see it happening.
Okay, the whole aspect of Jeff Bezos, a lot of people say, even in this interview, I was reading the comments and I actually saw the whole interview. Now, I'm not going to say the whole video in its entirety, but like business pieces here and people doing different commentary on Jeff Bezos. During this interview, they say he kind of is like a hypocrite due to the fact is you saying, okay, those people shouldn't pay taxes, but then you have people that's actually all workers at Amazon and they get laid off because of the fact of AI. So how can you counterattack that? Because then people say, hey, you saying doing all these great gestures, but what about the people that's working for you at these factories, but now they're being laid off because of AI and these human robots?
So let's correct something. Jeff Bezos doesn't run the company. He's just a shareholder. And remember, Amazon is broken into several pieces of company. You have Rain, you have Whole Foods. Each company under the Amazon umbrella got a different CEO. There's one major CEO. So here's the thing. There's costs to do business. And for people who've never done business, you got to understand something. If it costs to keep 8,000 people working when I can just replace it with AI, they're going to do that, which is going to save hundreds of millions of dollars, which they can reinvest in R&D and other things. That's why this is going on. We talked about this last time with the advancement of technology. Some people are going to get hurt. So Jeff Bezos is just a shareholder. He doesn't really make the day-to-day decisions, but he might. But the company also has to pay their shareholders too. So really, we need to blame the people who invest in Amazon. They want to make money. The way Amazon's going to make money, you got to cut costs. You got to make more money and cut costs. So firing people, getting more technologies, buying more companies, implementing AI, saving more money is going to do that, but people are going to hurt on the long run.
And I do agree with him on the whole aspect, like the bottom shouldn't be able to pay taxes due to the fact is they don't even make enough to even survive. So allow them to take all the money out of their check to pay like certain taxes doesn't make any sense at all. Give them the opportunity to get resources so they can get all that. Hakeem, why I say get your mic check and check. I think it's the area my Hakeem is in. That's why his why high his mic is staticky. But the thing is with Jeff, I think I love this interview. I think a lot of stuff he was saying was factual. It made sense. I was not. I didn't. I was literally shaking my head because of the amount of game that Jeff Bezos was getting, and it make it see why he's close to being a trillionaire due to the fact of the way he thinks and the way he run his mind. I know people dislike the man. Like I told you, I was just giving talk to you just about the Amazon situation, but I think the bottom half should not be able to pay tax. Now, people say, okay, where the taxes are coming from, like you said, they can find a way to get taxes another way if they can. You know that. So it is what
So
it is.
many other ways.
So it's much better, Hakeem. But I know it's the area you in, but I was just saying that for one high.
Yeah.
So,
Do you hear a lot of noise in my background?
yeah, it's just the area you're in. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Shout out to everybody watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Kick, Twitch, Rumble, TikTok, Bingo Live, and also X. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in on this Turn Up Thursday. Also, guys, you want to copy the Cal Culture Radio gear? Remember, link is pinned on top of the chat. And you watch this through the mobile device, you'll see a small icon of a t-shirt or coffee mug. Click on it. It lead you guys right over to the merch. Don't be afraid. Become members today because that's where you'll find our exclusive members only content, and that's where you'll find our live streams too as well on members only. Best way to support the channel, you already know, hitting the cash out, the super chat, hitting that like button, that share button, that notification bell on the right hand side. You already know engagement. Why High say shout out to you, Why High, that's always in the building, a great supporter of the show. You say AI should pay for extra taxes for the American citizen. Yep.
I agree with him.
And I agree with him too. Because speaking on that, here is Elon Musk. We heading over there to Tech News. Here Elon Musk talking about how human world. We talked about this before, Hakeem, but he said that on a recent interview, on a Ford's interview, how he was talking about the whole aspect of how human world robots is going to cover the whole earth. Here's a clip.
In 5 years that you're seeing that maybe a lot of people aren't seeing that's going to blow people's minds?
So 5 years being, say, 2031, digital intelligence will exceed the sum of all human intelligence. That there will be, in 5 years, let's say at least 100 million humanoid robots, but maybe 1 billion. Yeah. I
Can you see how everybody gets stunned by it?
I predict that the economy is probably twice its current size in 5, maybe 6 years. 5 to 7 years, because you're going to hit a doubling period. You know where the economic output is increasing so fast that plus minus a few years, we'll see giant changes.
What's going to happen?
When he made that statement, you saw the crowd was even quiet. That was a strong statement coming from Elon Musk, who is also this close to being a trillionaire, especially when the whole aspect of SpaceX being publicly traded. We talked about that too. So Hakeem,
Listen,
is this time in America or this is scary
listen,
in the world?
Ron, what did we cover yesterday about the robot swiping packages? You remember that?
Yeah, that was it the other day. Yep, Monday.
We literally just talked about this the other day. So he's predicting that. So when we're talking about that manual labor, yes, humanoid robots, they're getting better. They're getting better. They can run. They can play basketball. They can sort packages. They can identify stuff that humans can't. I can't wait. Let them come.
1 billion? That's what he predicted. He said over 1 billion human robots. And then he said the AI intelligence is going to increase even 10 times fold. That was it. It's a great time to be alive because we able to see how the world's literally evolving right before our eyes. But however, Hakeem, it's just going to be crazy that when you go to South Beach or you go to the beach You see a robot right there laying in the sun. And you might not know if it's a human or a man. That's the crazy thing, man. This is insane. Go ahead, Hakeem. Your last thoughts on this one before we move forward. If you have any last thoughts.
People cannot fight this. I don't want people to fight this because it's going to come and it's going to be all over. They're going to take over jobs that are dangerous. They're going to be walking around. They're going to be nannies. You're going to trust them better than you can trust a regular person to watch your kids. They're going to educate us. They're going to do this. You can't fight it. It's going to happen. The best way is how to adapt, learn, use the tools that they're doing. Figure out to learn Chat GPT, Claude, Anthropic. Learn about robots. Make your kids study STEM stuff to build robots. That's the only way you're going to fight this, Ron. The things that me and you can do, we're the last generation where hard work is going to be hard work. Other than that, if these kids ain't not on no AI and autonomous vehicles and robots, they're going to be beggars. They're going to be waiting at the food pantry line.
Oh, do you think this only going to be, or you only going to see this only in the Western world, or also you're going to see some in the Eastern world? Because even China, I was reading an article, China said they're saying when it comes to certain jobs, they're not going to allow human robots to continue.
Yeah, but China still is going to balance it out because there's certain positions because China got too many people. But here in the Western world, like England, Australia, France, like modernized places, Europe, Poland, Spain, yes, they're coming. There's nothing can do. The thing is, I don't want people to be scared. Learn, adapt. If not, you're gonna be poor. You're gonna be waiting at the food pantry line. You don't think I study AI on my off day? I try to learn how to use Chat GPT. I try to study it. I'm taking free classes because I'm trying to learn. Hopefully, I can get a job in it. And if I learn and I can get hired to manage it, we're in the age of AI agents. Agents are now, and they got people. You're talking to somebody on a call as a call center. It's not even a real person.
That's facts. Facts. That is facts. That is facts. And sometimes frustrating because you go to a machine and the machine can't relate. So you were like, man, I'll direct me to someone that actually speaks my language. So it's here, folks. It's here. In the next 5 years, you will see more human robots. Why I say this in the comments, say human robots need no health insurance. Of course, they're not going to get
Thank you.
But they're going to have insurance, though, for sure, when it comes to aspect of maintenance. Man, it's here, man. Like they say, it's a great time to be alive. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Shout out to everybody watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in on this Turned Up Thursday. Why I always come through to Hakeem. AI can't buy BMW or Mercedes or Lexus. Man, universal income ASAP.
Listen, thank you for saying that. Why high? You right on point. Why high? We covered this a couple years ago when Andrew Yang was trying to run for the mayor of New York and Bloomberg won. And I don't think people remember, he was at the Breakfast Club where he said he predict by 2040 or 2035, same time that Elon Musk said, he said, we're going to have to enact universal health cuts because the billionaires are going to make so much money and there's not going to be any jobs for people to buy anything. So the government is not going to enact universal health cut. That's coming. But a lot of people don't know. We already have universal health care in Alaska. People think residents of Alaska get a check every month because the oil getting drilled and they have universal health care. People don't know that. But if you're an Alaska native, just like the Alaska Indians, let me not disrespect them, natives, they get a check every month. And people who are born and raised in Alaska get a check every month. Every month because of the oil that's produced in Alaska makes money. So there's forms of it, and we're going to start seeing it. New York did a pilot program of universal health care a couple years ago, and it actually worked. So we're heading into this age.
How much they getting in the check? Do you know?
So I remember, depending on your family size, I think it was a family of 3 or 2 person was getting like $1,200 a month. And that's kind of a lot of money.
No, I'm just saying that ain't bad.
Yeah,
$1,200.
that's not bad. So if you're like a family of four, you might get 2,400 and stuff like that. But also remember, where there's universal health care, you're also going to implement um housing, government housing. You got to, because who's going to make money if there's no jobs? So the billionaires are making all the money, so there's not going to be nothing to you people are not going to buy what you're selling. So you're going to have to give universal health care so people can buy, and technology is going to be a lot more cheaper. Remember when I tell you that.
So like instead of me checking in for work, my robot's gonna check in for work for me.
100%.
Oh well. That's like I say, iRobot. That was say it made me want to go see that movie again with Will Smith, iRobot. Because that's what pretty much what it was. It was a society where robots did the majority of the work and people just was like sitting on their ass all day. Pretty much. Moving along, hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. Hakeem, this is actually breaking news when it comes to aspect of hip hop because Wiz Khalifa, remember we talk about the whole aspect in Romania. Remember he was smoking over there in Romania. Hakeem, according to the billboards, Romanian police put in their website there is a warrant out for Wiz Khalifa for arrest due to the fact is because he never turned himself in because according to reports, they say prosecutor or of course accused of Wiz Khalifa smoking marijuana on stage during July 2024 at a performance at the Beach. It was a festival in Romania where he performed on Young, Wild, and Free. Authorities allegedly claimed that he found him with more than 18 grams of marijuana. Wiz Khalifa, well, of course, he was hit with a fine was $330, but prosecutor reported push for harshful treatment, leading a final a 9-month prison sentence back in December. Now, Romanian police is reported issuing a warrant claim Wiz filed to report to serve the sentence. So, Hakeem, is Romania treating Wiz Khalifa unfairly? And now that so Wiz Khalifa turned himself in.
He should turn himself in. You got to respect other countries' laws. He should go to prison. Listen, people need to.
9 months for a bag of
Yes. Because let me tell you something. When you get caught in Dubai, when you get caught in places like Thailand, when you get caught in places like Peru, they're very strict on drugs. Some people get put to death. Drugs, and mind you, they call weed as a gateway drug. Weed leads to other nefarious things. People don't understand that, but we see this happen here every day. We just overlook it. You know how many people in Miami alone got killed or murdered for a sack of weed or an ounce of weed, or people rush into somebody's house because they say, I heard he got a couple pounds. And so, you know what I mean?
I understand that, but I can't. A small bag. And he
No.
9-month sentence. 18.
No, you gotta respect our country. We gotta respect our laws. I respect what Romania is doing, because if a Romanian come here and want to do something, we're gonna put you in prison. We gotta respect that. Yeah.
Which is facts. Wiz Khalifa has not yet made any comments on this warrant or anything like that. But in the like back of last year, he did mention the fact how he did apologize to Romania. He didn't mean no disrespect, but still, it's like they still haven't let go of that in the back of my mind. Like you said, Hakeem, we do the crime, you must do the time. But 9 months, Hakeem, is a little bit steep. I understand like 30 days or 20 days, but 9 months for a small bag. I understand they're trying to make a statement.
You got to learn your lesson, Ron.
That's too much, man. But his attorney have not yet spoken on this. And if we do find detail while we're doing the show, guys, I'll let you guys know. But it's actually breaking news. It broke yesterday, and I want us to talk about it really quickly because we talked about it here before the show when we first heard about it, and it's just like, wow. Wiz Khalifa, man, you got to get your life together, man. These rappers, I understand these celebrities feel like they're untouchable, but you can't. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. Moving along, Hakeem, to a relationship. One thing about this show, Hakeem, I love the whole aspect that we're able to talk relationship and we have different opinions on it. So I want to know your thoughts on relationship before we head to the main topic on today's show. So Holly Berry say most men are bad at sex. Women fake orgasm just so man can stop with the nonsense pounding. Hakeem, this is Halle Berry saying this. What does she mean by that? I
She
want to know
need
your
to
thoughts.
she need to shut her ass up. Every man she ever got cheated on her.
Oh well.
Matter of fact, Eric Benet, she caught Eric Benet in the bed with another woman.
Well,
Her box.
he was bad in bed. Well, I'm not saying according to her, but I'm just saying most men don't know how to make a woman have orgasms. But here's the clip, and we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, in our youth, sometimes I know everybody in here will. I know if you don't say this is true, you're lying. Everybody has faked it because you just want it to be done. Sometimes you just want the pounding to stop. So you just say, okay, I'm good too. And then you go find your vibrator in the bathroom and you handle it yourself.
Exactly. Oh my God.
No, we've all
so true. No more guys pounding away you like a jackhammer once you hit this age. You're like, no more jackhammer sex.
No more. Yeah, in our youth, sometimes.
You never
But
felt
we
good.
were afraid to say, we had to get there so that he felt good about bringing us to orgasm, right? So we had to say that we did it so that he would feel good about himself. Because what is that doing?
Right.
That's putting his needs before our own.
Yeah.
And now I don't do that anymore. I'm like, no, I come first like you come first to you.
Yeah.
We both deserve to have this be a mutually enjoyable experience. So we both can roll over and go to sleep because we feel good. Not once.
You never
But
felt
we
good.
were afraid to say.
There you go, Hakeem. Now, Hakeem, you could go in. Finish your statement. Go ahead. After hearing that, go ahead.
So let me burst a lot of y'all bubble. A lot of women say men are bad at sex when usually their box doesn't even worth to even stick in. So when she say like for him to have to pound you out like that, if you can't make a man or nut in 3 minutes, your box not good. Your box is not good. And the point of the fact is it is the ego that a lot of women have to think that, oh, you can't please me, when usually sometimes a man D can't even get up. Like the box be so loose, it be like a hallway. You know what I mean? That's why I say, listen, I don't want to burst your bubble, ma. Like, especially her talking when every man she's dated has cheated on her. Every man she dated has went to another woman. Like for her to even say that, to speak on men like that, and she had good men, and they all wanted to be with other women. So your box probably is not official, ma.
Oh, Stephanie, shout out to Stephanie Walker that's in the building. She said, true. She said, Stephanie also came in and said, that doesn't mean he can't be bad in bed, sir. I think she was talking to your
Okay, Stephanie.
Why I also say, guys, the Tories have forced men outside the bedroom, which is also true. And Stephanie Walker said, wow. I think what the comment was saying. Go ahead.
So let me touch on this, Stephanie. Let me tell you what happened with y'all women. You're so used to pleasing yourself, you don't know what it feels like for a real man to touch you. And sometimes, I'm not saying everybody, a lot of women has had so many partners. So she'll get with a special dude and she said, oh, you don't know what it pleased me. This is why men and women ain't supposed to be having multiple partners. If she had few partners, that guy would probably be the best. She don't know what good loving is because she's only been sleeping with him. This the problem. If you went and had a Donkey Kong, when you get you a Garcia sausage, you might say that's not enough because you've been dealing with a horse guy. You know what I mean?
You got Stephanie Walker sharp right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, Stephanie, I'm keeping it 100. I'm keeping it 100, Stephanie. You can't say somebody's bad at sex when you deal with a horse D. Most D's are not built like that. You deal with an abnormal guy. So now you deal with somebody who's a horse D, but he don't got personality, but he get to knock that back wall, blah, 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 blah. It's the same thing with me. You know what I mean? I need something tight, but here's the thing. Some of these girl stuff is like I'm walking in the New York hallway of projects in St. Nicholas. You can blow and it's hollow. I land right there.
No, but the whole aspect of sex, people fail to realize sex is not supposed to be long anyway. Some people realize that they try to have like hour sex, 30 minutes. Like the average sex, like an average good sex normally is 5 to 10 minutes on
That's
average.
it. It's for procreation.
Outside of that, most of the time, I always tell somebody is either the person not really attracted to you, or they really not enjoying the pleasure or experience, or something is involved when it comes to aspect of drugs, or even alcohol sometimes plays a part, or Viagra, because normally sex ain't supposed to have that long. And
Yeah.
I think for Holly Berry, her situation is the reason why she has a fake orgasm, because majority of the time I don't think the guys was really into her like that. They probably was just dating her or sleeping with her because the whole aspect that she was just Holly Berry. Go ahead, I can't.
Yo, dude. Some dudes, when a guy's got to pound you out like that, it's dry. He has to use lube. He has to feel like it's like he's moving in something, but really is really sandpaper.
Stephanie got a question for you. How can she say so? So explain DJ Envy and his wife. They've been each other one and only since they couldn't make only yet he couldn't make her come for the first 15 years of their marriage. So how can she say explain that?
I can explain that.
And is
She
it the
never.
boss? Illinois, she got another question for you also. She said, is it the boss or it's just selfishness? But go ahead, I can't
Uh,
question with the DJ Envy. And then we'll go to
so I'm gonna break it down. DJ Envy, his wife, if you ever look at their interaction, she's never was attracted with him. She was only with him by convenience. That really wasn't her first pick. It was just the best option at the time. Women, when they really like you, you could have a Savannah sausage and you can make them come like it ain't nothing.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And when a woman like you, you can make them come. If you got her mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you can make her come. Now, here's the thing. When you say selfishness, if a man likes you, my love, and you make him feel good, he's going to make you come. And he's going to do anything he got to, you do that. This is the problem. We having smacks with people we don't like. We having smacks. We are not spiritually connected. We're having smacks with people we're not mentally connected. A lot of it is mental. Some of the word, everybody don't got a horse D. Everybody don't got a horse D. So
Stephanie say thinking boundary is good. They think boundary is good sex. No, it's not. Boundary is not good sex. No, I think you should go over your boundaries when it comes to aspect of sex, especially when you're trying to have a pleasurable moment at the time. Go ahead. I can continue. Go ahead.
Yeah. So he says I think bonding is good. No, yes. Listen, there's a term. I'm gonna bring something to you, Stephanie Watson. Why do you think men don't want a lot of girls who had a lot of schmex partners? For a reason, pair bonding. We don't get a chance to talk about that because here's the thing. If a woman or a man has slept with a lot of people, it's harder for you to bond. If you didn't have sex with a lot of people, you're able to focus your energy, your mental, and your spiritual in that. But the problem is, if you had a good time or a hot girl summer, the first thing you're going to think about is says he's about to pipe this down. We're going to see what length, girth, thickness. You're not thinking about the mental. You're thinking about the girth and the thickness and the pounding like cake. So that's the thing. And what was the other thing that she said? And a lot of it is not ego too. Why you think when men have too much schmecks, it's harder for them to get it up? And sometimes it don't be the women, it's just that he's overly stimulated.
That's true. Everything you said is true. I don't really have nothing to say. I think Stephanie Walker, you mentioned something also in the chat. You made a comment that most guys pretty much look at corn to get they think that what sex is, but then when you really deep down and look into it, sex is like it's a bonding situation, not just pounding.
Thank you.
It's an intimacy.
Hey.
That's why women today are not reaching a peak, because most of the time the man is focused on himself and not going to also focus on the woman's needs. So that's why it's 50-50 when it comes to aspect of sex. I think when man gets older, That's when he understands. Like now I understand it. When I was in my teenage years, I didn't understand it until now. Like it's a mature thing. Like it's like, oh, okay, sex ain't supposed to be that long. It's supposed to be like an intimate moment. It's supposed to be when two people come together and find a middle ground. Okay, and now that you have the now when you have the tough conversation with your significant other, say, hey, okay, what makes you reach that peak? What makes you come? What makes you get to that
Hey,
peak you want to fully release? That's when you start
so,
having deep conversation like that. Go ahead.
so Ron, I'm gonna be transparent here and express something. I advocate and tell men not to beat their meat because it's harder for you to have smacks with a woman when you get time to. Because you want to know why? When you're so used to beating your hand, you're not gonna be able to please a woman, and I had suffered from that.
Same thing with a woman with a toy. It's the same
With the
thing.
toys, yeah, you're overstimulated. So, and this is why, and I'm gonna tell you something. For me, if I and this is what a lot of women don't get because they don't sit and ask men like us questions. You know what really turns a man on? I'll give you the secret sauce. Why a man D can get up? It's the way you treat him, the way you act, the way you conversate with him, the way you respond. Some men naturally get turned on by that. The type of person you is, the fact that you had his back through a situation, his D would never go soft. I could have a good conversation with a girl, not caring what she looked like, and my D would be rock hard where I could plow her down right there.
Yeah, yeah. Some men are like that. Some men are different. Some men like focus on I forgot what the name for that. I think you more. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, intellectual, you're a sapiosexual. You know what I
Correct.
mean? Yeah,
That was
you know what I mean?
yeah. Some guys are
Like
different. Is being next to a woman turns them on. Some
yeah.
people are different. But that's dope, man. That's dope. That's good. Like what turns you on is having a good conversation. And for Holly Berry, I can't speak for her, but it further realize. Remember, when women get older, their sex drive tend to increase more and more and more and more and more. So, guys, we start dating. That's why people say, "Why do older women like younger men?" Is because the aspect of that their sex drive is heightened 10 times fold. Last question before we move on to the main topic on today's show. Stephanie Walker say, so what does all women say about your sex game? Go ahead, Akeem. I think that's a question for you.
About my sex game, they said my mouth is fire. My beat game is off the chain. Listen, I'm trying to beat it to infinity.
Yeah, why high men are competing with the toy because the toy is giving the woman that satisfaction she always craves for. Because remember, there is some women right now that don't even understand their own body. So, and there's some men that don't understand a woman's body because they're not asking the right question to the woman. Okay, what pleases you? Some men are afraid of that because it is an ego thing. Because you want to go there like, okay, we mentioned Macho Man Randy Savage, but that's not the case. Every woman's body is different. You can't treat a woman you dating now like your ex. You can't do that because then that's when things tend to tank. So if I'm dating somebody, normally I ask, okay, what pleases you? If a woman don't say what pleases her, I try to do different type of experiment to see, okay, this pleases you, this don't pleases you, and then we have that difficult conversation.
Uh,
Sometimes it's difficult, but it's good to have.
so she said
Oh,
my current.
your current woman. What did you
Oh,
say?
I don't have a current woman. I've been beating my meat.
Man, don't say that
My bad. My
on
bad.
on a public platform
My
because
bad.
they could
My
clip
bad.
that and that shit goes through. Yeah, but no, but yeah, so that's what it is, and Stephanie Walker, you gotta understand something. Game, like if a woman give you a negative views on your sex game, man should not even be upset about it. They should take heed to it, learn from it, and to see how can they better the sex game. That's why I say that's when you have the difficult conversation with the woman about it. Stephanie Walker say, that I agree with Ron, exploring instead of pounding. I see.
But this is why we got a pair bond. We gotta love each other. Listen, you gotta like this. You gotta talk your way through sex. This is why we have to like each other. And imagine this, Stephanie. If me and you have a good relationship, and let's say for instance we know each other, and I've done nothing but right by you. I show up when you need me to. I'm nice to you, I help you out, I do this, and we have something of attraction. When it's time to get down to have the loving, the boom boom room, it's gonna be good because you already got a good feeling about me. You already have a positive thing about me. You feel what I'm trying to say? So the action is gonna be good. I'm trying to tell you, 90% of it is mental. 90% of it is mental.
Yeah. And like I said, Stephanie, like I know you agree with me, but I just wanted the audience to understand that it's no shame to have those difficult conversations with your women. How can I please you? How can I please you in the bedroom? Same thing for a woman, for a man. Okay, how can I please you in the bedroom? Because if you see your man continue to look at corn, you will say, okay, that's something he likes in the corn film. How can I implement that into my relationship? I think a lot of people are afraid to have difficult conversations when it comes to aspect of sex. I think we are afraid of it. I think we are ashamed of it. And I think we got to leave that and we need to start having these difficult conversations. And we're going to realize the girl you may be dating like to be slapped, like to be spit on, like to be peed on. On and on and on and on and on. So
you got to explore all of that.
Stephanie Watkins say, no, Hakeem, so you already show your hand, Pound Town. Don't switch up now, Hakeem. You trying to take the women.
Hey, listen, Ron, there's a time and place for everything. Some nights I'm gonna want to beat it out the frame. Other nights I want us to feel like this is Love Jones.
Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Shout out to everybody that's continuing to watch us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Kick, Twitch, Rumble, TikTok, Bingo Live, and also X. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in on this Turned Up Thursday. Main topic on today's show, Hakeem. This is actually sad, and I want the audience to understand. Really discussion do be advised, and this is a sensitive topic because you have a mother over there in Kentucky, Louisville, where she said her nonverbal son, her autistic son, is pretty much was being abused at school at Phil Elementary, and Hakeem, the teacher, is under investigation. So I have the clip of the actual video, and also I have the mother speaking out on it. This one went super viral to the point it hit media attention, and I want us to talk about it here on Chaos Culture Radio. Here we go.
Kira, you want to go for a walk?
Do this question.
Kira, you want to go for a walk? Yes or no?
Can't go for a walk without shoes.
I want shoes.
Then why didn't you take them off? You're the one who took them off. I think you didn't want them. Would you like to put them on? Excuse me, look at me. Would you like to put them on? Okay, I'll get them. Alright. But if you take them off, I just assume you don't want them, so I don't want to sit there and smell your shoes. Took my hand. Alright, put them on.
Listen, Dana, in the past few minutes,
There you go.
we were talking to
Put them on, girlfriend.
okay, about promotion. Do you mind if I run to the bathroom real fast before you get coffee? Just this one.
It's terrible to see. Hold on, I got the mom speaking out on it, and then we're gonna talk about it. But the only problem with this video is you can't really see it clear because the hidden camera was in her son's dreads. Here's a clip.
I want to thank everyone for being here with me, my son's father, James. I appreciate everyone being here. This all started because over the course of months, I was flooded with calls and complaints about my child's behavior. Behavior that was not typical, not normal, and not something as his parents we had ever seen in our sweet child. As his mother, I knew in my heart something was not right. I ordered a camera to be my son's eyes, his ears, his voice. I secretly hid the camera in his hair and sent him off to school on May 13th. And when I said I hid it, this is the camera I hid. So let's be clear. I stand before you, not just as a mother, but as my son's voice, Samaj Lee. And standing with me is his father, James Baker. While I will be the only one speaking today, we stand united as parents fighting together for our son.
That's right.
Our son has severe nonverbal autism, meaning he cannot speak. People say they want the facts. What can you ask him if he cannot speak? but I can. I am his voice, and I will speak for him. We trusted his school to protect him, to care for him, and to treat him with dignity. Instead, he was harmed, silenced, and failed by the very people who were supposed to keep him safe. What I discovered on the camera footage is something no parent should ever have to ever see or hear. Our child was put in a situation where he was scared, overwhelmed, and powerless. And while this was happening, there was adults in the room who did nothing to stop it. This is unacceptable. So today, we are demanding accountability and change. I'm calling for a full, immediate investigation. Every teacher, every staff member who has access to my son must be interviewed. There needs to be a complete and honest review of what is happening inside these classrooms. We are demanding that the individual actually who assaulted our son be terminated immediately and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And not just him. Any staff member who witnessed this abuse and chose to stay silent must also be terminated. Silence is not a face of abuse, and just to be quiet and keep it going, it's you being complicity. My son has severe nonverbal autism. He cannot speak, but I can. I am his voice, and I will speak for him. And this cannot stop with my son. We are calling for a Samaj law, a policy that requires cameras in a classroom that serves nonverbal and vulnerable children. Our children deserve protection, transparency, and accountability at all times, not just when something goes wrong. No parent should have to question whether their child is safe at school. No child should suffer in silence because they cannot speak. My son deserves justice, and we will not fight. I will not stop fighting until he gets it, until no other child has to change or has to go through this. I am his voice, his eyes, his ears. He cannot speak, but I will speak for him. Justice for Samaj.
There you have it, Hakeem. What is your thoughts after hearing this powerful, pretty much speech from the mother and pretty much the father on the side of the whole situation? What is your thoughts? Did I lose you, Hakeem? I don't know if I lost you.
No, my bad. I was here. I was on mute. I'm gonna be real with you. Did you hear the N-word on the audio?
No, I didn't. It was very low to hear it.
Yeah, I did hear the person say, "Hey, get your shoes. Do you want shoes?" Was he speaking back, or was they talking to another kid? So here's the point when I see things like this. Actual parents do interviews in schools before they put their kids in schools, right?
Right.
And I really didn't hear any abuse. I'm trying to be objective here. I'm trying to listen. I try to look and say that I'm hearing people talking and say, "Hey, I told you to go get your shoes. Do you want to get your shoes?" They sound like they was talking to children, but so I didn't really. I don't know. Maybe I might need to go back and hear the audio in a closed room, but I didn't really hear no abuse. The only thing I'm going to say is this: the way the Jewish put their kids in Jewish schools, the way the Chinese put their kids in Chinese schools, maybe blacks need to put their kids in black schools. If you want your kids to be protected, if you want your kids to feel like they're getting the adequate, safe, and training. This is the thing I'm saying, but a lot of us think that the ice is colder and say, I'm going to send my kid to this in this school, thinking in this district, and you don't know how they're going to get treated. Or sometimes it might not even be a race issue. It might be an issue that the school might be shitty as well. Did you do your due diligence? Did you check the Yelp reviews? Did you talk to other parents? Real parents who spend money on schools, they do reviews. They try to see if there's complaints. They try to see if there are allegations. You got to check their licensing. You know what I mean? All this plays a factor in. And the first time you hear one complaint, that's the first time you take your kid out to school. I don't understand when kids are giving complaints or when you see your kid acting. I don't know why kids don't just take the kids out to school and put them in another school. I know they said, hey, that's not easy, but we're raising human beings. And a lot of this stuff can affect them as they get older. So we need to be proactive and reactive when things like this happen. And so many things negatively happen to kids for not being reactive.
I think the whole problem is due to the fact is there is no cameras in some of these schools because of policy they don't have cameras. And I think one thing she did mention, they do need cameras in the schools. I think that's the best way to make the kids feel like they're being protected or feel like, okay, at the end of the day, if this person do harm to me, there's a camera right above you. And I think when it comes to, especially when you're dealing with an autistic child, I think you need to have cameras in these schoolrooms, because some of these teachers, there's been videos where there's countless videos where there is teachers literally abusing an autistic person or someone that not even being ruthless, just because the teacher is of some form of a drug addict or alcoholic. Now, I can't really speak for this gentleman here, but at the same time, how did he handle the child? According to the tape, it looked like he didn't handle the child really that rough. But the parents probably say, hey, it's been several times I came there, it seemed like my child is acting funny, my child is pretty much unusual due to the fact my child can't really speak. So it's really hard for me to see, okay, what exactly going on in school. But go ahead, Akeem, your final thought.
No, you are right. And mind you, here's the thing, Ron. Even if you don't have a video, a child's behavior, marks on his body, the way he's acting, the way he's looking, and what he tells you will always let you know something is going up. The thing that I'm saying is this: before it gets even worse, we need to be reactive. We need to be reactive. We need to sacrifice. Even if you got to lose your job to make sure your kids are safe, it's going to be better later. You want to know why? It's either you do that or you spend thousands of dollars in therapy fees. Think about that, bruh. Thousands of dollars of therapy fees, or thousands of dollars of trying to make your kid become an adult because you didn't say, hey, maybe I should switch him to another school. He's failing his grade. Can we get him a tutor?
I agree. Everything you say makes sense, but some parents fail to realize to do it because, like you said, it takes work. Moving along, head into political news before we head up and out of here, Akeem. So, Akeem, Fidel Castro, remember Fidel Castro, brother, Raul Castro, is being indicted.
Indictment of Cuba's.
He's being indicted. Indicted for federal charges tied to a 1996 drowning of a civilian plane, killing 4 people, including 3 American citizens. Here's the clip.
Former president, 94-year-old Raul Castro. He's facing federal charges as part of the Trump administration's pressure campaign against Cuba. Now, Castro was indicted Wednesday in connection with the killing of 4 people in the 1996 downing of 2 civilian planes. 3 of them were American citizens. As of now, it's not clear if Castro, like former Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, will be brought to the U.S. for trial. The current Cuban president says if there's any military action, it would result in a, quote, bloodbath.
There you go, Hakeem. Cuba. Trump said he want Cuba, and it seems like he's coming for Cuba indeed. Your thoughts on him being indicted?
The way America is handling Cuba, I really don't like it, Ron. They cut off the oil. There's literally people dying every day because there's no oil to keep the lights on. There's no gas. I understand what Trump's trying to do. There's a better way of going about this. I think that the regime, the Cuban regime, the Castro regime is over with. There's remnants of it, but I think that the new administration, we can work with them to make Cuba better. Really, what does Cuba has? Cuba has weapons and stuff that's back in the 1970s. They can't fight a lick of a war. You know what I'm trying to say? And
he said it's going to end up in a bloodbath. I don't see it happening. I'm sorry.
Their bloodbath, they don't have the technologies that we have. The best thing is to do is to try to be diplomatic and not try to go up there and shake things up. We need to try to work with them, allow them to trade, and to see if there's any human rights violation and stuff like that. Because here's the thing: when we do country interventions, every time we involve in a country, Ron, it's more worse than what we left it. Look at Libya. Look at Iraq. Look at Afghanistan. Do you need to keep going?
Yeah, I feel you.
It's more messed up than when we got in there.
But
look at Syria.
Well, I know but
look at Lebanon.
This one is big because remember Trump made a statement, hey, I don't mind acquiring Cuba, and now you got his brother being indicted. Trump is a madman.
Yeah, he's an idiot, man. Like, come on, dog.
The mega is loving it. He's doing something I don't think no president ever done before. Cuba, the Cubans are happy. You don't understand? Venezuelans are happy. Cuba are happy. Yay! Hakeem, this is major. Shout out to Evelyn Perez. She sent me this. She sent me this article, and when she sent me the article, I couldn't believe it. She was like, no. She was telling me, she was like, yo, this is the headline.
Listen, Cubans here in Miami want to recolonize Cuba, and that's look what
exactly.
Look what White House says.
Hold on,
The Cubans here, yeah.
Go
Cuba has a beautiful island. Investors are looking at it. Yes, Cuba's going to be the next frontier. It's going to be the Miami Beach of the Caribbean island.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Dubai. It's gonna
It's going to be Dubai, and it's going to be a lot of prostitution. It's going to be a lot of drug. Listen, whenever America gets involved, look, they mess things up. We need to let the culture work itself out and have them work with them, not try to impose our ideas on them. I want Cubans to run Cuba the way Cuba's supposed to be run, and not to involve American politics.
Last time I want to come ask me, I couldn't stop laughing because I'm like, man, Trump is a man. Cuba. This here paper, is in every paper in Miami. Every paper in Miami, they are talking about this boy because you already know Miami is known for Cubans. They are reading this article about him being indicted. You don't understand? You don't understand how serious this is. So, man. Last time when it comes to aspect of political news, Hakeem, before we head him out of here. So, Hakeem, remember, we talked about this already. Remember the situation what happened with Charlie Kirk at Tennessee and paying a man $835K after he spent 37 days in jail over a Facebook post talking about Charlie Kirk. Remember at the time, people were talking a lot of ass about Charlie Kirk. Larry was one of them, but Larry pretty much got indicted because, he was well known on social media, and then when he posted about Charlie Kirk, a lot of people didn't like it because remember at the time it was very, very sensitive. Everybody was talking about Charlie Kirk, but then he ended up spending time in jail. So now they realize, hey, they made a mistake, and then they pretty much instead of them saying, hey, I'm sorry, we're going to compensate you and say, hey, we made a mistake, we're going to give you a bag of money. Hakeem, what are your thoughts? And of course, all charges has been dropped. So, Hakeem, what is your thoughts after seeing this about this man, Larry, pretty much being let go and also getting a big reward?
First off, people got to remember the Constitution, freedom of speech, and that constitutes online. So, just the same way Chud want to call us the N-word, we could talk about Charlie Kirk. True. And people need to understand that's in the freedom of speech. What you can't do is provoke somebody into violence and do that. If he had an opinion about it, it's an opinion. If there was a statement, it was a statement. So it constitutes under the Constitution. So that's why he had got a big payout. And people need to remember, you could say something, you have a right to say something. And I want the freedom of speech to be upheld. And that's why he got paid.
And also, Hakeem too, also freedom of the press too as well. So they are allowed to talk about certain things, even though it may be uncomfortable for the certain eye. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Shout out to everybody watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Kick, Twitch, Rumble, TikTok, Bingo Live, and also X. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in on this Thursday. Guys, you want to copy the Cal Culture Radio gear? Remember, link is pinned on top of the channel. You watch it through a mobile device. You'll see a small icon of a t-shirt or coffee mug. Click on that, guys, and lead you guys right over to the merch. Also, guys, don't be afraid. Become members today, because that's where you'll find our members-only content, and also our live stream will pretty much be on members only. Great way to support the platform. Super Chat, Cash App, hitting that like button, that share button, and also that notification bell on the right-hand side. And also, thank you guys so much for engaging. Why hi, Stephanie Watkins. Thank you guys so much for participating. Especially you guys are also on Bingo Live. Some of you guys were typing too fast, but we thank you guys so much. But a lot of you guys were pretty much watching. Shout out to you guys also watching us on Bingo Live. TikTok as well. Guys, make sure you go to Cal Culture Radio Community Post. That's where you can find important information like Prince King book, new book that's out now. Oh, I gotta get the link for that one. Give me 1 second. New book out now, which is called Rich and Black. So guys, go ahead, cop yourself a copy. It's on Amazon now. Give me 1 second. I gotta give you guys the the link so you can go ahead and click on it if you want to cop the book. Shout out to Prince Hakeem for that new book. But Hakeem, quickly, tell the guys quickly about the book, what the book is about.
So Rich and Black is like, I'll teach you how to be rich, but the black version. It's catered to black people to talk about how to budget, how to financially get well. Plus, I use Rick Ross type energy in it. So there's quotes in there. You know what I mean? Get your hustle on. It's different things. So when you read it, it's a very, very small book, but it's touch on critical things: budgeting, saving, minimal investment. It is. I'm not a financial advisor, but it covers things, but in speaking in a black voice, and tackles things that we deal with.
And also the link is in the chat now, guys. So go ahead if you want to copy it. Is in the link, so go ahead and click on it and lead you guys right over to the book. Hakeem is on the road, man. Also, shout out to Broadway Fat 2. His album's out now too as well. The link is right here. It's a QR code. Click on. You guys can scan it with your phone. Remember, go to your phone, hit the camera, scan it if you're watching through the TV, and they lead you guys right over to the album. And those are the songs that we normally play on the intro and also on the outro. So thank you guys, like always, thank you guys so very much. We will be back tomorrow, same time. Thank you for tuning in to Cal Culture Radio Turn Up Thursday. We over and out. Peace.
I know they was like, yo, we want to hear some of that New York stuff, but I ain't from New York. I'm from Florida. We want to hear some of that hip hop stuff. I'm like, okay, I can give it to you, and I'm gonna come back with it. And I hope you rocking with me. Check it. Not so long ago, I used to be young and dumb, hanging on the block with older dudes who were packing guns. Told me never tough, and get your money, son. Still feeling for life, they're asking what I'm running from. Court cases, indictments, tricking on the white trick. Black girls are mad, they never knew I was like this. Put money before my chick, how could you write this? Had the streets on lock, something like a vice grip. Spent a couple grand on the whips from the dealership. Intoxicated by the limelight, they said I'm full of shit. They never stepped to the king. Been on some gorilla shit, lost sight on what I'm here for. Trying to get filthy rich, memories from the ghetto. Feeling like a kid, hanging at the corner mall with my nigga Mike and Chris. Used to wild out fish fights with them rival kids. Now we are older, most of us is raising kids. Feel like I stunt my growth, haven't grown. It is my dreams taller than my sight. Go ahead and throw a pitch. They say the nigga moving too fast, I need to slow a bit. If I ain't doing it for me, I might as well quit. Life is what you make it, trying to find where you fit. Never trust a pretty hoe, she'll make you lose your shit. Young and wild, trying to make it out the heat. Florida nights, hope you brothers find your peace. Young and wild, trying to make it out the heat. Florida nights, hope you brothers find your peace. Young and wild, trying to make it out the heat. Florida nights, hope you brothers find your peace. Young and wild, trying to make it out the heat. Florida nights, hope you brothers find your peace. I know they love me, but they hate my crew. They wanna do me like Judas did Jesus. Ooh, now what Broadway gon' do? Crash out like YNs in the summer groove. Shootouts got them scared to come out and speak a boo. And if I'm mad enough, I might fuck my ops boo. Life ain't easy, how you make your boy is kinda cool. You could fuck a chick on the same day, cause cash rules. Why should I follow the rules when others don't? White boys getting over on niggas, you missed the point. Life got me feeling so dizzy, I smoke a joint. Holes in my pocket, lost more than fucking coins. Withdraw some hate, deposit love is fake. Got broke, so a nigga moved out of the state. Trying to find my way, but I found my fate. God told me work hard, eat off his plate. Until we meet again, brother, you better get it straight. Until we meet again, brother, you better get it straight. Young and wild, trying to make it out the heat. Florida nights, hope you brothers find your peace. Young and wild, trying to make it out the heat. Florida nights, hope you brothers find your peace. Young and wild, trying to make it out the heat. Florida nights, hope you brothers find your peace. Young and wild, trying to make it out the heat. Florida nights, hope you brothers find your peace. I gave you everything I can give. I ain't got no more to give. It's hot out here, I'm broke, ain't no job. The economy messed up. The YNs is loose. I'm just trying to survive day by day, baby. Trying to survive day by day. I can hope you understand that.